Good people, what's going on? Amani Channel here. It's time for another quick video lesson for you. Hopefully you're doing well wherever you are in this planet, in this sphere. Some people think the earth is flat. What do you think? I don't know. I've seen both theories. Who knows? I'm not worried about it. I'm not here to argue about that. We're here to talk about something that will prevent you from even getting started making videos. Like maybe you've even recorded a video and you're like, I don't know if I want to share it, because you look around and you see another professional, another expert who has a bigger following, a bigger audience, and it starts to affect your psyche a little bit. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the thing called imposter syndrome. So that's what I'm talking about in this live. So as you're checking in, go ahead and say live, or what do I do? How do I do that? And my lower third disappeared. Let me get it back on the screen. So as you're checking in, go ahead and put hashtag live if you're watching this live, and if you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay. And yeah, we're going to get into it. So do you feel like an imposter? Is that sort of slowing you down from making videos? What is imposter syndrome? So I have a couple of examples. When I first had this idea to create Video Fearless, and the whole idea around helping people attract leads and clients, even if they're terrified of making videos, which is what I do. One of my, the first people I interacted with, she was on Facebook, and I sort of drummed up a conversation with her. I think I might have posted a video, or I posted some information about what I was looking to do. And she was like, yeah, I'm terrified of making videos. She's like, I feel like, who's going to listen to me? And so that may be part of the symptom of imposter syndrome for you, right? Like you think, who's going to listen to me? Or you just don't value your voice. You're like, I don't know if I'm good enough to make a video. I don't know if I'm good enough to share myself on camera. What if people reject me? Those are all symptoms of imposter syndrome. And it's basically when you look around and you compare yourself to others and you question your own validity or your own ability to share valuable information to others. You don't think others will value your content. You don't think others will respect you. You think that people might reject you or whatever. And that can be a big problem, right? I mean, if you don't value yourself, if you don't value your knowledge, and for me, like I haven't really suffered from imposter syndrome necessarily, but like I have years of experience. So what if I was one of those guys where I was like, I don't know if I'm good enough to share my content. I don't know if I'm good enough to share my story. I don't know if people really listen to me. Like it happens to people with more experience in their profession than me. And so that's what can happen to you. And hopefully you don't suffer from imposter syndrome. But if it's something that's slowing you down, I'm going to share some tips to help you. And it's really a mindset thing. So just remember that, you got to sort of conquer those small voices that are in the back of your head. And so what's one thing you can do if you're really struggling to find yourself being valid, or you don't value your own information or your own knowledge or your own experience? Well, first of all, I want you to think about this, that you only need to be one grade ahead of the next person to share or to teach them something. So you've heard this idea that the third grader can teach the second grader can teach the first grader can teach the kindergartner, right? And so if you're just a little bit ahead of the next person, or if you've just learned a couple of shortcuts that the next person hasn't learned, then you are more than well equipped to teach them whatever skills you picked up, whatever shortcuts, whatever sort of whatever information you have. If you're just one step ahead of the next person, you're good to share it. All right. So just remember that. And second of all, this is the second thing, and I think it's even more important to think about, is that you can't be judgmental of yourself. You can't look at the next person and be like, wow, they're better. You can't compare yourself. That's really what I want to say. You can't compare yourself to the next person, because there's always going to be someone who knows more than you. There's especially, in your profession or in your expertise, or if there's something that you're not an expert in, there's always someone who's going to know more than you. And so don't compare yourself to them, though. Just know that people are going to be attracted to you for you. People are going to appreciate your story for it coming out of your mouth, or your experience for it coming from your life that you've lived. And so don't compare yourself to others. That's really the biggest thing that will prevent you from sharing your story. And so I had I did an interview this weekend with one of my former students, and she's fine like recording videos. Like she has a whole setup. She has this software, which is Ecamm, that I use, and she has lights and everything set up. And she's a John Maxwell certified leadership trainer. She's a real estate agent. She also worked in television. She sort of has my background. So she is more than capable of teaching people, and she wants to teach like Toastmasters and other folks how to share a story, right? How to share their story. And it's I think it's a perfect niche for her. She's like, yeah, but I found out that Robin Roberts is doing this, and there's this expert, that expert who's doing that. And I was like, look, it doesn't really matter that someone else is doing that. First of all, we live in an abundant universe. There's more than enough fruit for us all to eat off the tree. All right, so that's all a mindset thing. You got to remember, there's more than enough. There's more than enough, like students or people for you. You have your own community. People are going to be attracted to you for you, and there's more than enough, right? Look at, and I also use this analogy. And thanks for the thumbs up, by the way. How many hamburger joints are there in your community? All right, there's fast food restaurants. There's McDonald's. There's Burger King. There's Steak and Shake. There are local mom and pop joints that sell. There's Greasy Spoons. There are boutique hamburger places. There are specialty hamburger places but it's all just a hamburger, right? If you have a special recipe for hamburgers, or if you have a restaurant and you want to add hamburgers to your menu, are you going to let the fact there's McDonald's on every other corner stop you from putting a hamburger on your menu? Probably not. And if you do, you have there's some sort of block that's going on in your mind, because there's probably restaurants, not as much now because of COVID, but there's probably restaurants that are opening constantly that feature hamburgers on their menu. And so you have to think from an abundance perspective. There's more than enough clients. There's more than enough students. There's more than enough people you can reach, even if there's someone else who might have more experience, or someone else who might seem like they have a bigger business or whatever. Like there's more than enough opportunities for you. Just remember that. Don't let imposter syndrome slow you down. Don't let it stop you from sharing your blessings. Don't let it stop you from touching others, because you're going to be able to reach people like no one else can. You're going to be able to help people like no one else can, because you have something special. You have to value yourself. You have to value the information that you bring to the table, all right? So I'm going to leave it at that, but hopefully this helps. By the way, if you'd like to schedule a free confidence call with me, or strategy call, that's the link right there. I didn't mean to have it up there, but it's bit.ly/callfearless. I'd love to talk to you. I'll give you 45 minutes just to learn your challenges, figure out if we can create some quick strategies and if my system will work for you, and there's no risk involved. So just go ahead and book a call. I'd love to talk to you, learn more about what your challenges are, etc. And hopefully you will be well on your way if you just get out of your own mind, right? Don't feel like you're an imposter. You're an original. Remember that. Amani Channel. Talk to you soon. Peace.